Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and I'm going to be checking out Modulus today. I got sent this as a code. I guess I need to. I don't. People don't bother, do they? But just a disclosure, I got sent the code, and it is the full release. I believe it's not like the demo. They've had a couple of demos, I think. I actually played it. The first demo they did quite a while back. I didn't play it a lot because I didn't have the time. But yes, so this is a code that's been sent to me for a game that releases on the 2nd, I think. Something like that. It's only a couple of weeks off. Just need to check all my audio and my levels and stuff. What I didn't do was tweak my headphone settings. I'll just do that. There we go. And it looks like we're all coming through. Cool. Are we on both? So we're on YouTube. Excellent. Hello, Axel. Message retracted. Okay. And then are we on Twitch? We're on Twitch as well. Cool. So we've got functionality. I've actually decided what I'm going to do with streaming. I was kind of umming and erring whether I even wanted to continue it, or not. I think basically it's going to become. Why is that not moving over? Stupid thing. There we go. Is the audio? Yeah, there, cool. I'm not going to put my streams anywhere. I'm probably not going to use Restream. I don't really like it. And although people watch on YouTube, it tends to be terrible for people backseating. So, been a bit annoyed by that. Twitch is more. I'm more comfortable with stream on Twitch. Nobody watches. There's only like 4 people who occasionally pop in. The thing I'm really going to wait for, and I'll probably just do random streams basically when I fancy it. I can't be bothered to do a full series for now. But what I will do is when they start doing the Friday Facts again, I'll properly would do like streams. I'll do like the video on the YouTube channel, and then the stream will be a sort of a discussing the Friday Facts type stream, probably on the Sunday, and that'll become just my regular thing then. This is assuming they start doing Friday Facts again, and the regularity of them doesn't matter. If they're just one a month, then I'll just do it once a month. But yeah, that's the plan then. So basically, I'm going to stop putting streams on YouTube. I do have another YouTube channel where I can put the VODs on, maybe. The problem really is it tanks. It affects the channel because people see a stream for some random channel they didn't know they subscribed to, and they're like, why am I subscribed to that? And they unsubscribe. So let's get started. New game. So I have done a demo, and I don't know, about an hour into it or something. So I should be vaguely familiar with how all this works. If you've not seen it before, not encountered it before, it's basically a bit like Shapes in its approach. It's these islands, you see. We've got the islands a bit like Shapes, but so they're a bit more randomly arranged. But there's like a feel to that. There's no comment in it. It's not, there's no timed things or anything. It's quite chill, quite relaxed. Cool. Include tutorial, yeah. They've not been patching it, so I guess it must be quite stable. Atlas, there you are. Hello, Daedalus One. I'm Atlas. I'll be your liaison to your creators of the colony. The colony is all the way down there. They built you for a single purpose, to mass produce bots. I understand. Buildings are essential to meeting your production targets. Each one is constructed from modules, the building blocks of your factory. You will be making these yourself. So this is like its key feature, that you basically build. You take the raw components and like build structures out of them, and then you make buildings out of the structures. I thought it was completely freeform when I was doing it, and that may be in there because it seemed to be that was what it was teasing. But essentially, you're building to a blueprint, so you need to build you see the different shapes here. So you need to construct those out of these raw materials, and of course sometimes it's like, you're processing, multi-step ones, because these, as you see, are already, the raw material doesn't really look like that. So you pre-process those and you stick them together, and so that's why it's called Modulus as well, because they're modular buildings, modular factories. So yeah, so I'm sure I'll explain most of that. You've been given unlimited resources. You see all of these weird things here are the raw ore patches. And there's just loads of them, and they're all infinite. So it's quite, quite chill about all of that sort of stuff. So relax into it, explore, build, optimize. There's no pressure here. When you're ready, I'll begin your training. As I say, we'll just follow along the tutorial basically. A lot of hotkeys on the bottom. I don't remember them from before. Let's run a test protocol on your sensors. Follow instructions on the top left. So just standard WAS controls. You can also move around with the middle mouse button, and then right mouse button to move your camera. It's fully 3D and all that fancy stuff. Zoom camera using scroll up and scroll down. Cool. Select. First step in creating a module is mining polyrock. Your operators, such as the miner, are located on your toolbar at the bottom. So this is the toolbar down here. So it just wants us to select the miner. Choose that one, and then we need to rotate it around to match the arrow because we're following the tutorial. Hello, Execute. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. So you put one there, and it wants us to do 4 in total. I can't remember whether it does have. No, it doesn't appear to have a shift rotate for going backwards, as it were. Get those on. Right mouse button to clear selection, so turn that off. But as you can see, there's loads of these patches, so we'll have loads and loads of resource access. The furnace melts polyrock into cubes, the starting point of all modules. So we need to place a furnace, which is that one there. And it's telling us where it wants us to put it. Conveyor belts are used to move resources across your factory. Click and drag to place your conveyor line. Conveyors are there, and then it's just see, so it's quite sort of shapesy. You have a new operator, the cutter. Place one and click on it to enter. First, clear your selection with the right mouse button. So that's just telling me to clear my thing there, and then we got this cutter here, and then we need to click on it to go inside. And here you go. You see, so it's like a mini factory, and we're going to take this raw cube and turn it into, as it happens, 2 2x4 cubes. Okay, and what you're basically doing, figure the cutter, select the slice interval at the bottom, cut the block into 2 equal pieces. So you've got these cut sizes down here. Okay, and you see how I've just put in. You see the red lines changing? I don't know how clear that is, basically. And then it's like previewing what's going on there. So as you can see, if I do 3, it's doing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And of course, when it hits the actual block, it slices it into 3 and 1. But what it actually wants is 2 and 2. So like that. It makes more sense when you're doing it rather than explaining it. But yeah, we can still, this is separate, proper structure, as it were. We're not in a fixed interface. We can zoom in and out because some of them get quite big and complicated, and how you're sticking them together. Change module rotation direction is like that. You see, it's got the R and the T. I can't remember. Yeah. So if I was, because as I say, a bit like shapes, where it's coming in and you want to slice it in a particular way, but of course this is a perfectly symmetrical cube, so it doesn't really make any sense. But you can rotate it and transform it. You see, but of course, it's just giving the same result because it's symmetrical. So there we go. The first module has been pinned for you. It requires the assembler, which combines 2 shapes into a new one. Okay. So this is the basic facility. Small requires 2 by 8. Well, 2 by 4 by 8. So obviously we've just sliced a cube into 2 by 4 by 4, so we need to stick them together. That's kind of where we're going with this. Oh, and it needs 24. I think that's what's basically showing there. So we've closed that down. And this here is our assembler, which is that one? Yeah. Put that there. And then assembler needs 2 inputs. Let's use the splitter to split the items from one conveyor into another. Into 2, rather. Where's my splitter? There's my splitter. Okay, so pretty Factorio, pretty, I say, shapesy. We just need to split what we're producing. And notice how we're going in with 4x4 cube and coming out with the 2x4 one, basically. Okay, clear that out. Two inputs, we can click on it to configure it. So, as you can see, it's evenly splitting the pieces. Okay, and we as I say, we need to stick them together. Now the assembler is receiving two inputs, we can click on it. Oh, we've done that bit. With the assembler match the pinned module. Now, the module is from the left to the assembler zone on the right. So I think we just literally do that, and it sticks them together for us. But of course, I say, more illustrative here that I could be rotating these. You know, we can get a bit of an angle and see what we want. So we could be making a T shape or sticking them on top of each other. I can. What's the T? Is the other one? That to make as much sense. But maybe I could do that. Oh. Oh, I'm not holding it. There we go. I can make an L shape. You see, and that's kind of what almost since the aim of the game, as it were. So I'll transfer that. Okay. You see how I've now... So where they were vertical, I'm now doing that horizontal, you see. So that's kind of the thing.
New module created.
Delivering modules to a building requires cranes. They grab the modules from conveyor belts, click on the building to place a crane. Add crane. Oh, did I not do that properly? Oh, there we go. And then I want the belt. So this is familiar from when I did the tutorial before. It just wiped out all my YouTube accounts. Feel like it's better that way since I watch streamers on Twitch anyway. Like how they call buildings operators, like in mathematics. Oh yeah, that's clear. Right, cool. Duplicate your previous miners and furnace setup. The new production line is now done and should stay there to ensure you're a constant supply to the building. Let's start on a new production line for the next module. Use the copy tool to copy and paste a selection of operators. But first off, let me show you this. So this is the building. And what it's doing, because it needs 24 of those blocks in order to make this secondary structure, they're just popping in here. The cranes are loading them in, and it's slowly assembling that thing. So obviously, if you double up the production, you would double up the rate of build. Yeah. Cool. So it wants us to add on the same again. Now these are, if you look, it's exactly the same configuration. So that's why it's letting us use the copy paste tool, which I think is on the side here. Is that right? Copy tool. There you go. I think we just drag all that. What does it actually want us to copy? Miners and furnace. Okay. Well, let's just do that bit then. I'll pop that on. There we go. Ready for a challenge. You are now free to build however you desire. You have unlocked tools to clear belts, copy, mirror, and destroy operators located on the left. The second module of the same building requires a second different module to be constructed and delivered. The first module will always be required for a building to function. That altering the first production line is not advised. Cool. So what it's saying is that as well as that 24 of the vertical ones, we also need 48 of these. Sorry, the horizontal ones. We also need 48 of the vertical ones. Okay. So what we need to do is, can't I use? I'm sure there's like a duplicate. Move, copy, clear. No. I seem to remember there is a duplicate key, but I can't remember where it is. Okay. So we need another assembler. Oh no, we don't. We need a cutter first, don't we? Because these are simple squares. And then we need to configure that. And we need like vertical ones. So if we slice it in half again. Effectively, if I slice it like that. No. Because this is, you get into like shape, you know, geometry questions basically. So if we 2x2 it. And then we need another cutter, I think. We could probably... Yeah, let's... So it becomes about what's the best order to do the operations in, basically. So very much like shapes. So if we do a little thing there, what we should see coming out are some cubes like that. So if we do another cutter... Where's the cutter? There's the cutter. Right. And then what's coming in here, we rotate and give it a slice. Then that'll get us a whole bunch of those. And then with the assembler... Oh, well, we need to split it, don't we? I can't remember. I think you do have to have a bit of belt between them, but I can't remember. I'll give it a go in a minute. So here, we're getting in these two. And we can simply stick them on top of each other. Now, is that what we actually need? It's 1, 2, so it's 2 by 8 by 2, and I think that's, so it's 2 by 2 on the top, and yeah, so that's cool. Okay. So we've created a new module. Requires twice as many of that newly made module, so let's use 2 cranes to deliver it. Now, if we add on cranes, maybe put 1. I can't remember, I think they'll work in a row, but we can always reconfigure it. So we go there, across to that. The question really is whether this is efficient, because I think we might be better off, because you see it's not actually running at its rate. Let's see if we can... Oh, continuous flow. Yeah, because that's not even putting them in at the same speed. Buildings need continuous flow of continuous influx of modules to keep producing even after they are completed. While we wait on it to complete, we can already place a harvester pad that will collect these resources. First, before I do that, let me see if I can put that in there. No, I wonder if I can... Can I flip it? No. Okay. So, we would need to move that down, wouldn't we? If we... I don't want to... I want to move it, really. So if I move it to sort of there, but then also take a copy. Oops. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's see, isn't it, for copy, I think. Okay. So we do that. Then we get a separate splitter. There, and do a bit of good old-fashioned belt shenanigans, because it's a building game. So tunnel allows conveyor belts to go on. Oh yes, cool. And I think we can just side load. Yeah, there we go. I know I needed 2 of them, didn't I? That needed to be in elsewhere. Okay, let's move that. So, oops. Is it not M? Oh, it's E, okay. So that should have been there. And then we needed to copy that and maybe put it... Well, if we put it there, and then move that one. And then... What's my delete key? Well, it just didn't tell me, but okay. And then we do that, and that. Now we're doubling it up. There we go. Cool. Cool. But yes, it wants us to put a harvester pad on. Which I think we do. How do we do that? Oh, we got a mini-map. Huh. Cool. Now. Completed. Oh, wait. Completed. Harvester pad. Which is this one? Yeah. Oh, it's quite big, isn't it? Link the harvester pad to the basic core facility. Click on the harvester pad. Place a harvester pad. Is it telling me once we put that anywhere in particular? Nope. It seems to be fine. Just anyway. Oh, Is it on top? Ah, no, that's like the upgrade symbol. Okay. Just put it there for a sec. Link the harvester pad to the basic core facility. There we go. The first building you created is the core facility. You're now producing cores. You'll need those to create bots in the bot assembly. The second building. Let's start building it. Cool. Yeah, so that like is gathering from there and it's just flying them over basically, so we don't need to belt it across. But I think this, because you can't output, I think it's like you can't, the belts are only for input basically, and you can't sort of output onto a belt. I think it's something like that. But the bots are the way you get stuff out, I think, from memory, possibly. Okay, so yeah, we need to build a bot assembly, which is where? Basic bot assembly buildings tab. Oh yeah, here we go. So we want basic core facility. Yeah, basic bot assembly. There we go. Guess we can pop it anywhere. It's not telling us we must place it anywhere in particular. No. Cool. That's fine. Get that on. You can click on the building to inspect the required modules. One of the modules for the basic bot assembly is black and requires a monotoner. The monotoner can turn an entire module black or white. The monotoner. Monotoner, you change the colour, blah, blah, blah. Cool, so it's just a painting thing, basically. Create and deliver the first module of the basic bot assembly. Create and deliver the second module of the basic bot assembly. Use the monotoner. So, this is where it wants that one as its first module, and then that one as its second one. And of course that one is what we've just made, but we've made it in white. So eventually we will need to swap it out, which means I probably need a bit more room, because I'm going to want to stick a whatchamacallit in there. So if I move that over a bit, cool, and then what we want to, oops, still got the key selected, there we go. What we want to make is them. So this is a 1 by 4 by 8. Okay. We might as well build some new stuff. We want a miner. Let's go with the 4 to start with, you know, like for the other one that we had. So we go there, 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 and then belt. And then we want to furnace it. That's not a furnace, is it? Yeah, well. What was that? Yeah, it is so. Oh, sorry. I thought that was like along the belt one, but never mind. Going mad. So that's going to make us our basic squares. Okay, and then we want to do, so it's very much like shapes in that we want to, and this one is sliced into 4 bits. It's also telling us the rate, of course, so we're getting 15, so I can check that, can't I? 15 a minute coming out of there. This is processing 60 a minute. To make 15 a minute. Okay. So that 4 to 1 is our ratio. And this is taking 15 in and making 60. Okay, so one of those handles all of the production from that. So it's 4 to 1 to 1. Cool. What do we need? We just need a long, thin one, don't we, basically? But it's 1 to 4. Let's see if we can split that. And then we want to Well, let's just have a quick look. If we... Oh, I need things to be in it before I can do it. But 15 and 15 coming in. Okay. So we can do the same thing, I think. Well, we like split that. It looks like it does connect, doesn't it? So you can just sort of have them right next to each other by the looks of things. So if this is going to take in... Yeah. Okay, so you can have the buildings literally... So direct insert, basically. Cool. So we need to take this and stick it next to that. That should be our piece.
New module created.
There is an orientation thing as well in that... I mean, I don't think it matters in a sense, but it's something we'll have to be aware of, basically, I think. So, if we... what would we want to do? We would want to copy all of that, stick it on there, basically. Oh, cannot be placed. Oh, okay. Just warning me it won't fit. But this is taking in 15 and 15. This was producing 60. So that should be doing the same. It obviously copies the recipe when you copy it over. So if we combine those together, that should be... we need to add a crane there. Do I really need 2 cranes? How much you... 15 a minute, that says. And these are making 15... Okay, so maybe 2 is needed. Put some crane on. Cool. What's it actually outputting then? Basic cores. Okay. Collected basic cores. What does a basic core look like? Is that one? Must be. Because I can't configure this, I don't think. So it's taking those 2 and making them, I think. But that's not what we need for this. What we need is one of them. Okay, so we probably can just copy this chain. Well, let's see if we can squish it together. But we can copy these buildings. Okay, so let's put the miners on first. And let's go with that one, that one, that one. Plop them in there. Oh yeah, we got those undergrounds, haven't we? Let's try one of them. Cool. And then we can just... It's not E, is it C? Copy you. And then we want to copy... Which one? It doesn't matter. It does. We want the vertical one, so we want to copy that one. In fact, why don't I copy all of it? And then we can cannibalize it for bits, as it were. So that was the cutter, wasn't it? Oh, actually, I could look at the numbers. 15. So they're outputting 30. Yeah. So it does need splitting. Okay. So if I move that now, we can do that, that, and then we hit... Oh, it's X to delete. Okay. If we move that and that to there, do that for the time being, but then we need to, let's see if we can, so it bangs into it, doesn't it, basically? Into whatever this is that we apparently can't move. So if instead, do a bit of a right angle, like so, and then belt it. Oops, no. There's spaghetti, my friend, and then there's spaghetti. Whoops. Cool. And then stick those together. How many are you outputting? 15. 15. Okay, so it's 30 coming in. And these handled 15, didn't they, the cranes? Yeah, so I want 2 cranes again. Crane. And there. Might work. Oh no, it didn't like that. Do something janky. Cool. So that's... Oh, no. That's wrong. That's wrong. Because we need to colour it, don't we? A monotoner. There we go. Now, how many does a monotoner hang? We need output of black. 15. And each of these we're putting out 15. So we actually need 2 monotoners. Okay. Get rid of those belts. Boop. And copy that. Boop. And now... Don't really like this horrible mess I've made here. So, oops. Didn't mean to do that. So let's do that. I think the problem was it was trying to... like merge the belts together, which is why it gave us that weird kind of error thing. I think with the numbers we could actually have them all go on one belt, but... Oh, it's not changing them. Oh, I see. Okay. So I need to get... I need to get rid of them, don't I? Don't know if there's a way of tidying up the belts that's a bit more efficient than that, but there you go. Cool. There we go. Great job. Once finished, this building will create bots. Excuse me. In the meantime, let's start on this last essential building. The basic processing plant. This will be the first step towards unlocking new technology. Cool. Create and deliver the first module of the basic processing plant. Create and deliver the second module of the basic processing plant. So that should be in here. Is it you? No? Basic processing plant. So this needs the basic cores, which of course is what we made in the other one, as well as a grey processors. Okay. So let's build you over here. So we're a bit out of the way. And what do you need? You need all sorts of weird and wacky things. So a half black, half white, 4x2x8, and a sort of a fancy L-shaped jobby. Okay. Okay. Let's crack on then. So, which one do we do first? That one, I guess. Can we pin it? We'll have a quick reference to what we need to do. So it's 4x2x8. Okay. Let's get some processing going on. How do we want to do this? So we go there, and there. And then come around the back. Let's have it popping out here, maybe. And then, in fact, no, let's have that a bit further up. And then we want a furnace, like so. And then, I guess we're going to need cutters, aren't we? But... So 15 in. This produces 15? Yeah. 15 in. So So have one cutter there. I mean, we need it to be too high. So it's like a 4x. It's made up of like 4x2x2s, but half of which we need to colour. So if we slice this in half, and then have that, it's now outputting 30. So if we do the same trick again, of that. Oh, I didn't mean to do move. I meant to do copy. But we want to can't I reset it? Oh, yeah, there you go. Reset. So actually, this is taking those in. So we want to rotate and slice. No, slice. So that gets us the shorter ones. I say, I'm pretty sure the configuration does matter. So if we do it more like that, then that'll get us at least the flat ones of that. And then we want to copy. Oh, let me just paste it over the top. Okay. Like that. So now you're getting 50 in, so you're outputting 30, and you're outputting 30. So we then want to be assemblering, but we've got to do stuff with splitters. They appear to be... Ah, Theta mirror, there we go. I knew there was a mirror. Cool. So that's going to take... It's going to output 30. So on our assembler... Getting 15 and 15. Because obviously the splitter is outputting 30, but we're now putting it in 2 lanes, so we're getting the 15 and 15 in. I think that's right. And then we want to take that and that. And then we want exactly the same. No. And that one. So we're now getting 15 out of the longer blocks. And we want... Is it 15 coming out? Yeah, 15 coming out. So we want to colour them in. Colour some of them in. So I'm assuming... Yeah, we just need to put them side by side. I don't think we need it to be, you know, left and right, because that sort of doesn't make sense. So one of them we need to colour black. And one of them is already white. So we can take that... And if you're outputting 15 and you're outputting 15, then we can take an assembler, like so, and put that in there, and say to you, because it's getting the black and the white, put that one there. Well, let's do it. Like that. Is that right? So 2x4. Yep, cool.
New module created.
So that's a new one for us. And how many are you actually outputting? You have output 15, which we know a single crane can handle, so we might as well directly feed it in. There we go. 15, 15, 15. Cool. There we go. And then the other one, let's pin that one. Pin module, there we go. It's a weird chap, isn't it? If it's 64 voxels by volume, that one is also 64 volume. So we should be able to make that out of just... In other words, if we do another, you know, 4, 1, blah, 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 that should all fit together. So if I know the miner's on 4, isn't it? There we go. Oops. So if we go maybe boop, 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 boop. so. And then just think to some extent we can kind of copy this, can't we? Because this one is slicing it. It's here we need to do different. But we'd still be slicing it. Because basically this is one made up of 1x2s. Yeah, we're going to have a more complicated assembly process as well. Okay, so let's give ourselves some room. I want to copy. I want to grab a furnace. And we want that going in there. And then we want to... Oh, it's the same split, isn't it? I think. Yeah, so we can copy that one. And then when that produces them... we can do the same idea. But we do need to change the split that's going on. Or cut, rather. In fact, actually I shouldn't have built the second one, because we want to do the first one first. So that needs to be then sliced like that. It's 15, so it's 30 out. That's producing 30 out, isn't it? Yeah, so we need exactly the same there. So between them, they're now producing 60. But those are not what we want. Because we want 1x2s. Now we could split them first, I guess. Or we could sort of combine them and then split them, if that makes sense. So in other words, we could do an assembler. Effectively, just pop one in. And then we want to split the belt. We want it that way around. No, we don't. We want it that way around. Cool. Oh, crikey. Not sure what that was. Subscribe or whatever. What we got? Thank you for the subscription. I didn't see the catch the name, unfortunately, but thank you very much. It could well be over on YouTube. The recent, it's been weird actually. My recent lore video, the what are the biters video, it ended up popping off, as in it's. I mean, for me, it's now got 11,000 views. I think something like that, 11.5. But initially, I mean, for the first weekend, and until sort of Monday evening, it was like a number 5 out of 10. So it done terribly. Not terribly, but you know, it hadn't done particularly well, should we say. So basically I'm going to combine these together and then split them in half, essentially, because that then gives me those 2x8 blocks, is what I'm thinking. But yeah, it didn't set the world on fire initially, and then it suddenly took off. It's this thing, it's like, I don't know, it's strange, YouTube, because it's like, especially with my videos, it seems to suddenly remember who to send them to. It's like, it's difficult to explain. It's like, can I flip that round? So if I go E, can I flip it? I can. Cool. So that now is, oops, turn off the E. But yeah, and so people have been, I mean, it's gained me over 100 subscribers, that one video. But not initially, as I say, initially completely nothing, and then after 4 days suddenly it starts getting, you know, lots and lots of views. So it's all a bit confusing, really. Okay, how many are you outputting? You're outputting 15. Okay, and these the cutters can cope with 15. So it's 13 to 15. Okay, so if we just put a cutter on, and then what we want to do is do that. No, we don't. We want to do that. No, we don't. If we rotate it first and then do that, then rotate it again. We want it to come in. Oh, right, so this will move it. Okay. But we want them like that, basically. I think that's right. But yeah, so, I mean, you know, and it's done really well. Which is always very nice, but so... Kind of resigned, I'd kind of, you know... Just sort of assumed it was it. It was a dead one, as it were. And what we're getting out of here, we're now getting the straight bits, as it were, and we're getting 60 of them. But this only requires like one white bit, and then it's 3 black bits. So what we need to do, and the spray thing only handles 15. That's an assembler. Is that right? Yeah, that only handles 15. So we need to. I keep trying to hit V to do the thing. Do that, and then 3 of these need monotoners, and 1 is just white, unchanged as it were. But then we need to assemble them like that. So I need to think in terms of, so I need 1 assembler to do them on top of each other, 1 assembler to do that shape. Okay. So I need 1 assembler there. You see what I mean? It's like shapes, but not, if you see what I mean. It's sort of, and then we take, no, oops. Oh, you're going up and down, okay. Let's do it like that, there we go. And then I can rotate it. And put that on there. So that gives us that bit. And then the next assembler, which should be having 2 black ones coming in, yep. So we just take that, and then we, well, let's rotate it, and flip it, and then rotate it. And same here. Rotate it, and flip it, and rotate it. There's got to be an easier way of doing that. Is that right? Yeah, so that's that bit. And if actually I want to, ideally I think I want to have that popping out like that, so that we can pop another assembler on the end there. I love that you can stick the buildings together. I didn't do that in the demo. I just sort of had loads of spaghetti belts everywhere. We're now getting those 2 bits in, so we want that and that, and we're done. New module created. Cool. And how is it actually outputting? Have I got the numbers right? Because that one's taking 15 and 15 in. Yeah. 15 and 15. 15 and 15. Cool. So, if we put another crane on here. Let's put it there. Have that inserted in there. You're seeing it actually, they're like that on the belt. It's kind of cool. Oh! Cores to bots. Additional resources. Grey cores. In addition to their modules, some buildings require additional resources. In this case, the bot assembly and the processing plant will need cores as well before they can proceed to produce. Okay. Let's go back to the completed bot assembly and supply it with cores to produce bots. So we can get rid of those. Is that the bot assembly? The bins are a bit nondescript. That was one of the criticisms I had. As in, this looks exactly the same as this, looks exactly the same as this. So it's a bit... They become more distinct as you put things on the top, but it is a bit sort of like, you know, just a box, as it were. I'm sure you get used to it after a while. So, the cores to produce bots. Deliver the cores from the core facility, first building you made, so this one, to the bot assembly with cranes. They're probably piling up in the connected harvester pad. So, what we have to do is supply this with cores, resource needed cores. See, these are the bots it's going to make here. This is way beyond what I did. Why can't I close that? In the demo, I think I made bots, but I didn't do anything with them. So this needs a crane, doesn't it? There we go. Oh, crane limit reached. Ah. Okay, can I... You see, it's got a weird symbol there. It isn't being serviced by the harvester drones. We need to stop production. How do I... Can I deliver? It said to deliver by crane though, didn't it? Deliver cores from the core facility to the assembly with cranes. Okay. So basically we don't have enough cranes. So what we're going to have to do is delete one of them, I guess. Oh, I added more on than I did. Oh, well, no, I didn't. Let's get rid of that crane. And then put one on there. Oops. Oh, crikey. So that's happening at 15, 15, 15, 15. So really I do need the... I mean, you can upgrade them, I'm pretty sure. But yes, let's just do that bit. I put it in the wrong place, didn't I, in the crane? Just going to move it. Oh, no, that's moved the entire building. Okay. Add crane. There. They're a bit like Dyson Sphere program cranes as well, as in they do reach out over. Obviously, I'm sticking things straight in, but protection level. Great. Now connect a harvester pad to the bot assembly to collect the bots. Using conveyor belts, deposit them at the delivery dock located on the island. Where's the delivery dock? Is that? Delivery dock. There we go. So it needs basic bots delivered, grey data shard delivered. Okay. So are they our first science then? Place a second harvester pad. Oh, we need another one of them, don't we? That's what it's saying. We need processing. No? Where are you? Oh, there we go. Harvester, there we go. So if we literally just have that in there for the time being, and then assign it to there, and then belt to there.
Delivery target complete.
Great job delivering your first bots. The colony below expects you to deliver a steady supply of them. Check out your delivery targets in the toolbar on the top left of your screen. Keep supply up to receive XP and keep expanding Factory. Cool. XPs. Congratulations on reaching rank 2. Rank increases award you with expansion permits. Use them to buy new islands. Let's proceed in expanding our territory and gain access to new resources. Ooh, new things. So, do I have to buy any one island, or is it free choice? Buy an island. Any island? Okay. I'm guessing they're all probably basically identical. Let's have a look on the... How did I get the mini-map up before? Okay. So let's go with this one here, given it's got some weird thing in the middle. Purchase. Weird crystally things. Use skylines to transport resources across islands. Okay. The processing plant also requires cores as an additional resource. Now might be a good time to increase their production. Don't forget to use the copy tool to quickly copy parts of your factory. Cool. So, the cores were the first building we made, weren't they? Which is this one. Is that right? This is cores? Basic core facility, yeah. So, now that we know that we can stick buildings together, basically direct assembly, we can probably just we can copy paste these like I did before and just sort of rearrange them. But yeah, I'm pretty sure because you can upgrade like the cranes 15. It's locked, but because we're not actually supplying the right amount of stuff, I don't think. Because, you know. Yeah, so that black one is the like the slow one because we took off one of the cranes basically. And I'm sure we can upgrade them. Okay, where's me building? Me island. Okay, so which was the first bit? Is that one? What I was just wondering is whether that should be on this island, because we're going to deliver it in here, I think. So if we copy paste, so I'll ignore the miners because that could be configured however. Was it going to let me copy the tree as well? No. Okay. And then, I don't know. I mean, since we got to chuck it that way, we might as well sort of put this in here, I guess. But yeah, I'm going to pop it down and then, say, sort of just take the buildings and sort of move them around essentially. So we want miners, which is that one. And let's go that one, that one, and then about coming out, say, this way. And then we'll move that one to there. In fact, let's just leave a little gap so I know what's going on. Move that one to there. Oops. That one to there. That one to there. Get rid of all that unnecessary infrastructure. And then, same again. Let's get some miners on. Let's do it coming out of there, I guess. Right. Just do that so I know where it is. Move that to there. That to there. And then here we now know we can flip them. All this space I've saved. And so if we go, so I think so. That must be outputting 60 to 15, 50 to 30. So it's only 15 coming out of that one, isn't it? And these are 15 each. And it's actually, because that's the tall one. Oh, and it is 48 of them I need. Okay, because that's cool. So if we, so yeah, because the cranes, I say, you can have them, and I think the upgraded versions are like longer that you can have. But let's see, what's a good place to have that? Maybe if we go, so kind of boop it there, maybe, and then that we can just go like, oops, that, pop a crane on there, and then we might as well, oops, direct feed them in. That's everything it needs. I think so, yep. And then, but I think these, right, I don't think I can do that across. Let's have a check. So if we, well, let's just pop it there for now. Can I connect that? Oh, I can. Okay. It's very slow though. Very slow. Very slow. Okay, so maybe instead we put you, because it needs to come into this building, doesn't it? So we're probably going to be going over there. And we want to use the new thing we did, so I'll put it there. And then what does it have? At least 2 finished core facilities. So it's still building that. Deliver cores the processing plant using cranes. Harvested pod to finish the processing plant. Which was the processing? Is this the? Get rid of that. That's the delivery. Is this the processing plant? Yeah. Finish the processing. Deliver cores to the processing plant using cranes. Okay, but it said to do across here. Isn't there a... Oh, skyline. There we go. Connects two islands together. There we go. That's the badger. That across to there. And then we'll just sort of chop that on the side. I think we're only getting 15 or something out of here, are we? As a maximum? Didn't tell me. Estimated output 7.5 a minute. Okay. Let's put a crane on there. See stuff going across the debris. Cool. Ah, got an extra bit about there. Cool. Finish the processing plants. We need them to get over there. Don't know if there's a time, like a game speed. Looks like we can... Oh, no. Ooh. I can get some moody shots. That's day what we're in. Dusk. Ooh. Shadows. And then night. Everything glows. Cool. Freighters, minimap. No, it doesn't look like there's a speed the game up thing. Report bug. No, cool. Oh, what? Finish the processing plant. Oh, so it's gone. Why is it not? What? It's only taken in 2 of those. Finish the processing. Deliver cores the processing plant uses in crane. So it's not taken them in for some reason. That's because I got them wrong, haven't I? I've not assembled them right. Yeah, I got that wrong. In fact, I think my thingy is wrong, isn't it? That's wrong, I think. Let's see if we can get there. Because this needs... But it told me it did the module, didn't it? Let's pin it and check. So what I'm outputting... I've got them the wrong way around. Yeah. So this... Nope. That. There we go. So what I do... Yeah, I got that wrong. Reset. So we want that... on the end like that. There we go. And then this one, of course, is wrong. Now it's obviously got a little bit of a buffer in it. There we go. Now can I just get rid of them? How would you clean a belt? Don't appear to show a way. I mean, I can just delete it. But it's deleting the belt rather than the contents of the belt. So how did it deliver? It's because it got 2. Where did he get 2 from if I cock the recipe up? Okay. So there we go. So it needs to chug through that. Operator incompetence again. Operator incompetence. Link a harvester pad to the processing plant. So this, at the very least, is going to need a harvester pad. I'm guessing we're feeding it back in there. But let's just pop it on. Can I link it even though it's not finished? Looks like I can. What are you collecting, my friend? You've got nothing to collect. I guess it's just waiting. Yes, so it needs to make another 16 of them. I say it's very, very shapes-like, you know. It's very similar sort of ethos and that. But the actual mechanic is a bit more freeform, you know, because shapes is very much... So these splitters and stuff on shapes, they're fixed operations. Obviously you have different, you know, so this... we can configure it, you know, so like I did with the one slice fit, whereas that's a separate building in shapes. But it's got the same, you know, colouring things in and all of that sort of stuff. So it's very similar sort of concept, really. Even the whole dumping it into a building. But yeah, so it's a bit more freeform in a sense. Grey data shards. The processing plant you just built produces grey processors. Using a new operator called the data center. Use a new operator called the data center and convert those processors into grey data shards. Deliver them to the delivery dock to spend them on new technology in the tech tree. The data center. Cool. So that presumably is one of these, is it? No? Is it one of these? Oh, here we go. What's that? Data center. Creates data shards. So, oh, it's quite small, isn't it, that one? Grey data shard. Resources needed is the grey processors, which is what that's producing. Yeah. So basically, we just need to... What do you want? 15 in to make 7.5, and I think this can collect up to 7.5. Because it seems to have 2 inputs, so I don't think we need to use both of them. But then we just need to sort of feed it in here, I think. Oh, we've got an achievement. Create your first data shard. Cool. Let's just chuck it in there. They're a bit like the cubes in Dyson Sphere Program.
Delivery target complete. Rank up.
Or rank up. What do you call me? Didn't we do that? Do it now? There we go. You can spend any data shards you've delivered in the tech tree and unlock new technology. Check out the tech tree in the toolbar on the left of the screen. Keep delivering data shards to unlock upgrades for your factory. Cool. Where is that then? Tech tree. Is it one of these? Delivery target. Tech tree. There we go. So we got them. Data center. Grey data shards. Oh, it's quite a big tech tree. It's a very big tech tree. Crikey. Okay. So all we've got... That's the only... Oh, no, it's not a holdy thing. Oh, dear. Data shards have another purpose besides unlocking new technology in the tech tree. They are also used to upgrade buildings. An upgraded building will output more resources when the new floor is completed. Upgrading buildings is critical for larger output, so make sure to upgrade your buildings whenever you have enough data shards. Now, is that automatic, or do I have to deliver the data shards? Does it also want me to unlock the next one? It does. But this one, can I upgrade that? Because this one, we want to see. Was it this one? We're not clear we're delivering enough because we had to cut one of the cranes off. If we upgrade it, can we do another crane? That's what I'm wondering. At least 2 go to the second floor. Or at least 1 processing plant. Don't necessarily want us to upgrade this one. Okay. So it looks like it uses the same bits for the second floor. So you have to sort of feed in the building itself. The resource it uses to make the stuff is also the thing you use to make the building. If that makes sense. So these here, where we're feeding them in to make the basic bots, we're also feeding them in to make. So when it's growing this building basically. And as you can see, it's sort of sticking them into this little blueprint here, which I think is a nice touch. But it doesn't look like. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see whether we get to level 2. Okay, but it also wants us to basic refinery. Wants us to do the blue pigment node in the tech tree. So let's have a go in the tech tree, which was that one up there. Not a fan of holdy down. That's very console gamey that. So we've done that. And then it wants 1 processing plant upgraded to a second floor. Which is the processing plant? That one. So I'm going to upgrade that. Again, you see it needs these in order to upgrade. Cool. So that was the process. So core have at least 2 core facilities upgraded at the second floor. So that one was the core, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to add the crane. I wanted to upgrade. Click the wrong button. And then, of course, we've got one here as well. So I'll upgrade that one. Deliver all modules to the basic refinery. All modules to the basic refinery. Isn't that the refinery? No. That's the deliver all modules to the basic refinery. Oh, we've got a new building. Ah. Ah, so it sort of stepped across a point there. I'm processing it. So have you not done yet? Still chugging away. So if we build this in, so it needs sort of big platey things, sandwiches of various types, and it produces blue pigment. Ah, it needs the blue hexacrystals, which are these lads. That's what these are, I guess. Blue hexacrystals. Okay. Okay, so we might as well build this new building on here somewhere. And then we will... Where are our crystally... Okay, we've got loads of miners here and here, haven't we? So if we maybe put this... Because presumably we're going to need to, you know, colour something like these cores in or something. Turn them blue or something. But yes, if we pop it here, then we can grab these crystals, I guess, maybe. But that's later, I guess. We need to build it first. Okay. So what, did we get extra cranes? No. That's annoying. Oh, that's not the one we wanted, anyway. Production level. How effective it is. Same input. Oh, so it puts out extra things, I guess. 7. I didn't notice what the number. Oh, right. So there you go. 11.25. That was definitely 7.5 before. Ah. And this is 7. I bet this is 7.5 because we haven't got enough cranes. Bet that's the issue. Okay. Seconds. Okay. So it looks like you can do quite a lot of optimizing. Anyway, let's focus on doing what we need to do here. So we need these in a ratio of 16, 16, 32. So in other words, we need twice as many of the big flat squares as we do the sandwiches. Okay. So if we do the big flat squares first, and maybe try and do 2 lots of them. Because it looks like if we pin that, see it's 64 voxels again, so we know we can make it out of one, set of smelting and all that sort of stuff. Got miners, so I guess one there, one there, one there, one there. Have them coming out like that. No, like that. So, see if we can sort of squeeze it in here, mate. Oh, don't know what I did there. No. No. Oh, yeah. And then we want a furnace. Now, the same here. Like so. And over. Furnace there. Cool. Now, what we're trying to produce? We're trying to produce... Because what I'm wondering is, should I pigment it first? And the furnace produces what? The squares, isn't it? So if I... And how many does it output? 15. So if I colour it in first, since everything wants to be black, we're going to get black squares. Black cubes, I think. And then we can just slice... Oops. Didn't mean to do that. And then we can just slice and dice them, I think. Cool. So you're outputting 15. So if I put you into a kata and cut you like that. Yeah, and then we can split. Don't want to split it that way, do we? We want to split it that way. And then, because that's going to output 60, what we want to then do is like stick 2 and 2 together. So if we put an assembler in, might have to do some belt jiggery pokery. But let's try and fit it in. Yeah, no, because that's going to be 60. So what we actually want is to split that again. I think I could finagle it in, because we can do that. You don't have to build them all this squished up and compact. You've got plenty of room for belts. So we want that. Okay. And how many are you outputting? 15. Yeah, and then we want exactly the same building. But we want to flip it. No. T. There we go. And then we want another assembler. Let's flip that one so it's out of the way. And that one, because it now should be getting 2 panels in. Cool. That one. I think you can see because of this big area that it's going to produce some quite, you know, we could do some quite complicated shapes. Cool. So that's like that. But that's only producing 15. So we should be able to copy and paste this entire thing. Gonna have to move it around though. What we want to do really, oops, because we could, no, actually if we, yeah, let's do that and then just move the belt down. Wait, did that go in? No. And then move that down one. And then we want this one as well. There. In fact, if we flip that, oops, we flip that around, like so, we should. I think it's sort of irrelevant because although I'm going to put 4 cranes on, I think I've also got to do one for that, and this requires 3 things coming in, so actually, you know, I'm not going to be able to insert double, but for the time being, let's work on that. So what we need now is one of these sandwiches, don't we? Yeah, and it's like flat. So it's so effectively it's identical to this in terms of we need, you know, slices. So effectively, could we copy most of this? We could probably copy most of that. And reuse it, but we don't want to. Oh, it's because I put them so close together. Okay. Where's going to be able to do 4? If we do it, maybe. Let's just put it there for the time being. But we had a rogue splitter, and this doesn't want to be because we want half and half. No, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well. We want that building doubled up. I suppose these I can just... Can I just... No, there's no sort of double click just to put mine on. Okay. Oh. Maybe, in fact, actually... Oh. Do that. Flip that one around. Then we can go. Oh, will it go through? Ah, they go through. Okay. Huh. Okay. So what I could have actually done is, let's do it again. I do that. Like that. Ah, clever. Okay. But yes, this is the white bits. And what we'll have there coming out is like the flat piece. And what are you going to... I don't want to do that, do I? What I want to do... Because I don't need this furnace. What I need instead is to split. I wonder if I can... If I put that there, that might work. And I need to split like that. And like that. Is that right? So that'll get me like the half bits there. Do I need this many? Because that's going to produce 60. But I'm only feeding it half of that. So I don't know that I actually need all of this. You know, I don't need to split them, really. I'm effectively starving the machines, I think. In fact, would it be better if we... Oh, it's doing it the other way. Okay, I wasn't expecting to do that. Like that, maybe? And then... Because although this could run at, you know, oops, produce 60, it's not. It's going to produce 30. Because I've split this one. I think that's right. Yeah. So if we then combine them back together in weird, wacky and wonderful ways. Let's see what you're getting in. What you're getting two straight bits. Put that there and that there. And that's what we want, isn't it? Yes. Cool.
Module created.
Awesome. So we go... Where's the output? There's the output. What? Oh, yes. Yeah, okay. It's a bit annoying that that's aligned with that. Let's just go straight up there. Cross to there. And then... Yeah. No? Why don't you like that? Put a crane on there. So that's that one. And the third bit it needs is kind of like a licorice all sort. Cool. So it's like because it is 64, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Right. Whoops. So not that one. So I want to go boop, 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 and I like that you can put them through. That's quite clever. Let's put it. Let's go sort of down. There, maybe. And then, whoops. Let's do the furnace there. So that's going to help me cubes. And again, I want sort of half and half, don't I? Because total amount of black and white is 50-50, basically. So we can go splitter. And then half of it wants to be black and the rest white. But then we want to cut the... Because that's the cubes, isn't it? Yes. So then we want to cut the cubes. So we get the cubes in, and we want to slice them as that sort of chunk. Will that work? No. Because... Oh, no. We need to cut them again, don't we? Into like 4 bits, basically. Because that is like twice the height of that bit. There's a lot of spatial sort of stuff in this. It's quite interesting. But that's going to output 30, isn't it? So we're going to need multiple machines. Because we need to cut again. Let's see what you get. Yeah, and we need to slice that. Well, we need to rotate it. Or, no, that one it. And then slice it like that. So we get the 1, 2, 3, 4 bits. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Copy it. And that's now outputting 60 of those. So what we actually want to do is split again. Because our assembler... Nope. I'm assuming we get faster assemblers and, you know, all sorts of... No, that's rotate, not... Oh, it's still rotated. There we go. Unfortunately, it's the time of year when the kids in the estate start driving their bikes up and down this estate like it's a racetrack. And I can hear them outside right now, and it annoys the hell out of me. But this year I am hoping to move away from here. All got a bit poxed up because, well, there's a new law coming in to do with renting, so I had to wait for that. But also, I'm buying a new car, and it got delayed. I'm not getting it until June at the earliest now. So it's gonna be most of the summer before I can move, I think. So I am sticking them together, aren't I? I think. Because I'm taking in 2 of those. Boop. In fact, I need them to be... It's a bit weird that you've got to... like the way you have to rotate them. Because that then should be the... like the bottom bit of the sandwich. So I should be able to copy that one. I don't want it to stick them together though, do I? Because we're going to have to make the middle part of the sandwich first. Okay. And I don't want to tone it, but I do want to cut it. Do I want to cut it in the same way? Yeah, oh, yes. But I don't want to... We're going to get uneven numbers out of this, aren't we, I think? No. Are those are those like flat that I've done? I think they are. Yeah, so that's flat. Okay. So what's coming out of here is the squares. So we do want to slice it like that, but then what we want to do is stick. We also want to slice it. We want 2 by 2 logs. Okay. So if we do one of these, do I want to put it straight there? Let's do it at an angle so give ourselves a bit of room. So we want to slice this into 2 by 2 chunks that way. Yeah. And then we want to take that and what's coming out of there is kind of the... Effectively we want to slice it in half again to give us the middle part, well, the 2 ends of the middle part of that sandwich. Okay. And of course that's putting out 30 and a cutter can only do 15, so we need 2 cutters. I shouldn't have done that because I can configure one and copy it. But we need to not transpose, not rotate. Yes, transpose, then rotate. Yes, so that gets us the 2 sausages in the middle. I want to copy that. And then, because that's outputting 30, we need assemblers again, which means splitters again. And then that one. Like so. again, I can do it first and then copy it. And all we want to do is stick these together. And we want exactly the same operation here. Like that. And we want to put an assembler there that sticks both of the chunky bits. Oh no, we don't. Huh. So I think... Is that right? Because I've got... What's coming out of there is the middle bit. So effectively... What bottom bit there... Is the maths must be wonky somewhere then. Because that's going 15 to 30. 15 to 60. 15 to 15. So it's 30 of them in theory coming out of there. That's producing 15, isn't it? Ah, no. No, it is 15. Yeah, so these are only running at half rate. Okay. So even though it says 15 and 15, 15 and 15, it's actually more like... So effectively, I don't need to split them because there's actually only half coming out. You know, this is not producing 30, it's only producing 15 because this is taking fit. So 7.5 is going in. Okay. So then 15 of them, 15 of them. But I don't get this other bit then. Because that's splitting 15 to 30. 15 to 30. 15 to 15. Mentally, I can't quite get my head around that. One of them's operating twice the speed of the other, effectively. No, that's a weird way of saying it. I think it's because I'm doing fewer... No, I'm doing more... No, same number of operations, aren't I? How does that work then? That's 2 by... I guess it's because this one... I can do effectively 2 jobs in one. That's probably what's confusing me. But yeah, essentially, this is redundant, I think. Because we're getting 7.5 out of here, which means we're getting 15 coming in, splits to 30. So that's 15 of those coming out. So 7.5 becomes 15 and 15. So yeah, I don't need that one either. I think basically what would happen is that I'd get 7.5 out of there, 15 out of there. That's kind of what's confusing me in a sense. And then I'm getting twice as many out of them. So what I need to do, I do need to split it. We're going to have to go through like multiple operations to put this together. There's probably it feels like there's a much more efficient way of doing this. So I think effectively if I split both of them, and then we have an assembler. Where do we want to try and put it? Let's just put it on the end. So I have one assembler. Figure it. Like that maybe. So that one comes out of there. That one comes out of there. And then we have, and this is going to get in. Yeah. And then what we would be doing is doing that on there. No, I don't need to split that. That's the point, isn't it? Because this then, we feed in with this one. I mean, the rates and stuff don't matter. I'm just, you know, having fun with it, really. Because that then should get us our two, excuse me, two parts. Yeah, so we want that and that.
New module created.
There we go. So it feels like there's a way better way of arranging that, but and then we add a crane. At the very least, I can move those up there, can't I?
Delivery target completed.
Cool. Are we done? Not quite. Unlock extractor node in the tech tree. Where's that? Oh, it's an extractor node. There we go. Extract hexacrystals and whatever that was called. Pigment refinery requires hexacrystals for production. This resource can be found on the new island you bought. Extract it using the newly unlocked extractor. Okie dokie. Where's the newly unlocked extractor? Is that it? No? Over here? No? There we go. Extractor. Extracts hexacrystals and solarite. Cool. Let's put one there then. 10 a minute. Deliver hexacrystals to the blue pigment refinery. So there we go. Oh, extract hexacrystals for the first time. Cool. Yeah, so because this needs, I need a crane. So the second one, as I suspected, is redundant. Cool. So I need to go under there. Oh. And then give that a crane. Cool. Pigment from the blue pigment refinery using a harvester pad. Okay, we can do that. We know about harvester pads. We can find it in the list. It's not in the list. It's in here, isn't it? There we go. Obviously, I'm putting these right next to each other. I think the idea is you know, have them halfway across your factory and stuff, but I don't think our factory is big enough to bother with that. Pigment the blue pigment refinery using a harvester pad. Here we go. Boop. Cool. Unlock tech tree node essential paint systems. Create blue paint using the dye mixer. Tech tree node essential paint systems. To make paint, use the dye mixer to mix oil with the pigment from the pigment refinery. Oil is extracted from oil pockets on the map using an oil rig. Ah, dirty oil manufacturing, eh? Where the heck is an oil node? Blue dye using the blue dye doobry. Okay, where are they then? Painter, monotoner, dye mixer. There we go, oil rig. Any suggestions where I can put that? Must be a new island job. Ah, there we go. That's got to be it there, isn't it? Okay, so we need to buy this island. Purchase. 3 islands unlocked already. The colony will be the most excited to hear how much you have expanded your factory footprint. I knew we could count on you. Cool. So we need to put oil rig on there. I guess that comes out as liquid. I don't know. Oops. Oh, extract oil for the first time. Cool. So are we just belting that? How much are you producing? 60 a minute, crikey. Across to there. Can I just drag? Oh yeah, there we go. Just drag across. Cool. But what did we need? We needed like a dye mixer. Is that one of these buildings or processing? There's loads of levels. Quite a complicated game. Where was the... I saw it before. Painter? Dye mixer, there we go. Right. I don't even know where I'm taking it, so you just plop it down somewhere. What do we want? We want... Choose recipe, blue paint. So we need oil and pigment. And we know we're getting oil in here. How much do you need? Just 7.5, okay. Well, let's just stick one in for now, just so that we tick the achievement. Oh, we might actually. Might as well move this up here, mightn't we? Since our collecty, extracty thing is here. Pop that in. Pop that in. So I can maybe do with a like a speed up button. I mean, I guess, you know, it's chill, do whatever you want, but obviously when you're like this, you don't know what you're making. So I don't know, I mean, do I need like 4 of them, you know, in reality, because they're so slow? I guess that's, you know, you would learn that, wouldn't you? So, a bit like most of these games where your first playthrough is always your most, you know, confusing and spaghetti. Does appear to be quite slow. Maybe it needs an output because it's not triggering the "you've done it" thing. There we go. Your face pay. Oops. You now have access to module challenges. Completing these will give you XP and data shards and allow you to rank up faster. If you're looking for something to do in between delivery targets, there you go. Give these a go and claim your rewards. Note that these modules must be delivered to the delivery dock to count towards a challenge. So there you go. That's your equivalent of your in shapes where you do the extra challenges and, you know, produce different things while it's throwing in the, you know, the main bits that you need. How are we doing on time? 10 to 6, crikey. Your first paint, how wonderful. Just think of all the possibilities at your digit tips. Ooh, the droid design is going to look so good in blue. It is the most handsome colour after all. Not that I'm biased. Blue robot. Okay, complete a module challenge. Unlock stamper node in the tech tree. Okay. Where are those then? Module challenges. There we go. Oh, weird shapes. And we've got to stick them in that main building, basically. And the challenge is to deliver. I see. So it's like make 1, and that's like level gets me 100 XP. I guess maybe that's just an actual target rather than just 2. The second target gets me 150 XP, and then the king gets us 350 XP. Okay. Ooh, look, you see, there's some. He's gonna. I mean, you know, we're going to be making some complicated, or I'm going to be making some complicated things. Lamps. Don't have names them, apparently. Cosmetic item column. And I guess they're building up to that, are they, is the idea? So I bet that... Fences. Maybe that's the unlock. Once you've done all three, you can start... You can place down... Yeah, that must be it. Okay. Interesting. So once you've done all three of those, you get that one. But we've got to chuck these into the main delivery hub thing. They're quite complicated shapes then, aren't they? I suppose it's not that complicated, but it's going to take a lot of machines. But then we don't have to do them all at the same time. We can do them at our own pace. Okay. It's not told us to do... To paint the... you know, made blue paint, but we're not actually being told to paint the bots blue, even though that was what was mentioned. But, yeah. I guess it wants us to experiment with the module challenge first. I'm just wondering if we're going to get this done. Because literally 5 minutes left for the stream. Let's pin it at the least. So if we do module challenge. Can I pin that? Yep. Pin the module. It's not actually that complex. It's just like sliced up and rearranged. It's just so it's going to take a lot of machines rather than being complicated as such. I think. So if we just go, let's do them that way. That maybe. And then release. No. So that's just going to give us cubes, isn't it? So I want to take those cubes. And we want to split them into the 4 humours. So this is how big? 32 voxels. Okay. So actually, what's that showing? Oh, I see. So this is because it's the module. That's we can step through them. Okay. But yes, 32. So that's half the size basically, because this one square is 4 by 4, 4, 8, 12, 16 by 32. Yeah, so that has 64 voxels in it, and this only requires 16, so we can actually make like double. Okay, because it is just 1 by 4. This it's made up of 1 by 4s. Okay. I didn't finish the configuration, did I? We want to do that. Osh. And then if it's outputting 60, we want to double split it. We'll split it and then split. That's a rotation, not a flip. Because then, so that'll be 30 in each of those, and that's then 15. And one of these only handles 15. Because we then need to cut it. Well, we need to transpose it and cut it. So that gets us the 4 slices. Because that's right, isn't it? 60 out of there, 30 out of each of those, 15 out of each of those. So we're now getting 60 out of each slice there. And this requires what? Can I just stick in... Well, it's 60 coming out of it, crikey. And an assembler takes 30, I think. I think that's right. So if we maybe do it on an angle. Wait, so there's 60 coming out of there, is that right? And this takes 30. So each of those needs splitting again. Crikey. So maybe we just do 2. Because that'll take 60, so there's 2 30s. Crikey. Which is why it's, you can multiple things, I guess, isn't it? Because we might as well make them out of the rest. So if we just have, in fact, if we look at the challenge. "32 voxels, 32 voxels, 32 voxels." Okay. Seriously, these kids. Bloody bikes. It's outputting 60, so that then becomes 30. So I need to split it again. Split it again. Assemblers. I think these trees are going to get in the way, aren't they? Dang trees. But yeah, the difficulty with this one is the arrangement of it. Because effectively, we can do that. And that be our output shape. Because that's what it's made of. And then I can just stack that on top of each other 4 times. So we're getting that shape out of there. And then, I say, these trees are in the way, I think, aren't they? I can't move them. Oh, I can! Cool! I assume I gotta put them on grass. Oh no, you can just delete them. Okay. What are we doing? We are flipping that round. Because that's going to take in 15 and 15 output. So we can do another assembler. That. Now that one. You take those two. And those two. And stick them on top of each other. And then we can copy this whole thing. Put it there. And in fact, if we probably easier if I flip that around. And we have another assembler. If I underground this, or tunnel it, I guess. How long can tunnels be? Not very long. Okay. We do that. Oh! Didn't get rid of that. You get so used to all your quality of life stuff in your Factorio. You forget. You forget. So we put that there. And then that bow in there, that bow in there. And you should get in that one. And that one. No, that way around. Is that it? I think that's it.
New module created.
There we go. And then I just need to run that belt. Ah. Some idiot has made a mess here. How about we go up there instead? Remove this back one. Put it there. That up there. Yeah, I just deleted the tree. There we go. So that's the first one. The second one. Because we're getting the short strips out, aren't we? So if I make if I stick 2 of them together, challenge modules. So you had to go at some challenge. These are meant to sharpen and need to finish now. Your internal systems. With every completed challenge, you'll become more efficient. Excellent initiative. I do love a self-motivated unit. Cool. Oh, does it not? Okay. Okay. So, in terms of those challenges, I was just giving them to me. Okay. And now it's 200. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it's a significant number. Righto. Yes, I think that's it for today. As I was saying earlier on, I've come up with the plan of what I'm going to do with streaming. Let's put the schedule on. I'll pause this on here. I guess overwrite it. I think it's just done it automatically. It's got save and quit as well. Yes, so the schedule up. Is the schedule up? Is that working? Is my audio still working? Yep. Cool. So basically the schedule is whatever I fancy. There is no schedule anymore, basically. My intention with the streams is that if and when the Friday Facts start up, I'll be using them like as a more sort of chatty, let's talk about the Friday Facts thing. I will be doing the Factorio Friday Facts videos like I used to. I say this is all assuming that they start doing them again. They may well not. They implied they were going to, but it's not guaranteed. And also the schedule of them, they may not do them every week. They may just do them, I don't know, once a month or whenever they randomly feel like it. But I'm assuming they will start doing them, and they will be fairly regular, but maybe not every week. When they do, I will basically, my channel will flip back to doing those. That's what I started doing. I absolutely love doing those Friday Facts analyses and discussions and speculations, and I would say I would do them again. So there'll be the edited video of the the read through and the commentary and speculation, all that I used to do, and that video I will do my best again to turn around, because they put them live at 12 o'clock GMT in the UK, 12 o'clock UK time. So I then spent Friday afternoon, bit of Saturday morning, getting it all done and doing the thumbnail and getting it all uploaded. So that will go up. For members, I will attempt to do that and have like a day between that and the when it goes live. So it will go live for members on the Saturday and everybody else on the Sunday. I think that's probably going to hurt the numbers, but that's the promise of membership. Not that the members, I'm sure, will care, but then on Sunday I will then do a stream. I'll probably just play Factorio, just start a new save or something, and we'll chat about the Friday Facts. That'll be the sort of intention of that stream, but it will just be the 2-hour job. Like these have been post Christmas. In the interim, it'll be just random. Basically, there is no schedule. I might do this. Actually, comes out. I'm pretty sure it's the 2nd of April, which is like a Thursday, I think, and it's the Thursday before Easter. So I will almost certainly. I might do another one next weekend, maybe. It's going to be quite a busy weekend for me, so possibly not. I'm not unkeen on doing them during the week, just like randomly. Cows bouncing in my head. Thank you for the follow, Chris T99. So I'm not averse to doing like random streams during the week, but the thing is, at the moment, I'm finishing off basically the lore series as it's a bit weird, but there's like a season 1 effectively, and the next video and then is done already for members, and that's on Gleber. Similar sort of idea in a sense. It's it's sort of trying to explain what Gleber is, or what I think it is. So that's already done, ready, available for members. The next two in the series are Prometheum and Prometheum Science, and that kind of represents the end of season 1. So I will probably then take a little bit of a break from doing them because I need to write more scripts. And so that hopefully will also mesh well with the Friday Facts thing, in the sense that I can set those on pause, and just pick them up whenever 2.1 comes out. So those are my vague content type plans, which say we will see how that actually goes. But in the interim, and so I'm basically the point is I'm focused on editing those videos. That's what I'm spending my weekends doing, and weeknights as well. as well as all the domestic stuff of life, which is why I've kind of not been doing streams since Christmas. And I say the intention is the only regular streaming will be with the thing. But I'm also planning on not streaming, apart from those, the Friday Facts ones will, but not streaming to my main Trismegistus channel on YouTube. I'm not sure I will even use Restream. I don't like it. I don't think it's very good. And so I'll probably just go back to streaming on Twitch, and then like uploading a VOD to... I have a separate VOD channel, basically, which I've never used. But putting them all on there, and then it's just around, if people are interested in watching the streams just as background or something, they can go on that channel and do that. And it's just some minor, 10-member type channel. But those are all my sort of plans. I'm going to try and implement some of them over the Easter break, but we'll see. So yeah, so hopefully that's all rambly and, there's some vague understandability to that. But yes, the point is, I will probably do another Modulus stream or two, maybe next weekend, maybe during the week, but probably, well, almost certainly over Easter. But yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I say it's very, very shapes-like, and I quite enjoy the whole messing about with geometry, which is what you do in shapes, but it's a bit different here. So yeah, I say we will probably come back, but when, I don't know. So, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it, and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Modulus. Thanks for watching. Cheers.